What was supposed to be a night of celebration turned into disaster after four friends who were all drunk left the bar in the city without a designated driver. Designate a driver. Don't drink and drive.
This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Wednesday, the 14th day of August in the year 2024. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here's what we're tracking tonight. In the absence of its president, Mark Light, the Guyana Teachers Union today officially rejected the government's offer of a 10% across-the-board salary increase for teachers for this year. The government, through the Ministry of Education, had also proposed an 8% increase for next year and a 9% increase for 2026 as part of a multi-year package for the nation's teachers. However, the GTU has rejected all of the proposals following consultations with its membership. At today's meeting, First Vice President of the GTU, Marika Williams, led the union's negotiating team in the absence of the president, Mark Light, who, according to the union, has proceeded on leave to attend to family matters. Williams told News Source that the Education Ministry was informed that the union is not prepared to accept the 10% offer.
A percentage was offered to us. The last time we were here, the percentage was 9 when we were here. 9 and a few down. This time we are here another percentage, a little up, but the union maintains its position. We have not accepted that. There's a few things that we still need to iron out in our proposal, and so this is where we are.
Following last Thursday's negotiation, the union, through its president Mark Light, was reportedly informed by the government that its final counter-proposal would be 10%, along with an 8% increase for next year and a 9% increase for 2026. The union's general council met last Friday, and there was some division on whether or not the 10% increase should be accepted, forcing the union to consult with the wider membership. Just after the meeting, the GTU president, Mark Light, reportedly told the rest of the executive that he would be willing to recuse himself from further negotiations. The GTU's first vice president told News Source that she will lead the negotiations until further notice. Meanwhile, the General Secretary of the Guyana Teachers Union, Coretta MacDonald, said the union has asked the Education Ministry to reconsider its final proposal, even as it continues to consult with teachers across the country on an acceptable increase.
Mandates given by our teachers is that they want to have a livable wage. And when they calculate livable wage, when they talk about livable wage, they're talking dollars. And so percentage doesn't really come down to them in dollars. If we talk about 15, 16, 18%, the teachers want to know what that is in dollars to me. So the percentage, sometimes when you hear the percentage, it might sound good, but teachers want to know, give me the calculations. And so teachers are saying we need to have a livable wage. For them, a livable wage is one that can make them feel comfortable at the end of the month and stop living from month to month.
MacDonald said the union remains in consultation with its membership. In an earlier interview with News Source, she said teachers have long indicated that its executives should accept no less than a 25% salary increase. It was explained that the teachers took into consideration the fact that the union had already shelved the 2019 to 2023 proposal in keeping with the demand from the government. Since the restart of the negotiations back in July, the Education Ministry has put forward a number of proposed increases, ranging from 7% to 10%. The union has been pressing for an increase of over 30%. The two sides are to agree to a date for their next meeting. More news coming up in just a moment.
our own home is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
Are you ready to elevate your career with a world-class education from the comfort of your home? The University of Excellence Management and Business, UEMB, Guyana's premier accredited and recognized tertiary institution, invites you to join one or more of our comprehensive 145-degree programs. Registration is now open for our next intake on September 9 and every 2 months thereafter. Enroll now and secure a 50% scholarship. Choose from an ABA, BBA, MBA, MPM, EMBA, EMPM, and LLM degrees, available in 14 specializations. Whether you hold an undergraduate degree, a diploma, or relevant professional qualifications, apply. We are an accredited degree-granting tertiary institution in Guyana. Our programs are also equivalent to a USA Regional Accredited degree. Submit your completed application form, proof of entrance qualification, and any form of ID. For more details, visit our administrative office in the Critchlow Labour College, Front Building, Wolford Avenue, or call 225-1395, 225-1397-9, 618-3434, and 681-3434. Progressing to a degree is as easy as ABC with UEMB. Deal with the best and forget the rest.
Are you looking for the best high school education at affordable fees? Then register your child today at the VYC Academy. Now enrolling grades 7, 8, 9, and 10 students for the 2024-2025 academic year. VYC Academy, achieving academic excellence. For more information, call us on 227-1013 or WhatsApp us at 649-1300.
I can't wait until tomorrow.
Yes!
Start packing us, yeah?
I ain't start packing yet. Usually I pack a couple hours before and I go. Drive. I got my phone, I got my keys, my charger, my
Procrastinating planning for the future? Well, that's never a good idea. Let Demerara Mutual and Demerara Fire and General help you get started with planning for your future today. I'm with Dem.
For the best and most affordable way to ship to Guyana, ship with Fistfreight. Sign up and take advantage of our business accounts, consolidation, a login portal to view your shipments, and if you shop on Amazon, we'll help you get the taxes you pay on Amazon refunded. That's money back in your pocket. We love bringing you savings. Sign up today and get started for free. Pick up locations in Berbice and in Georgetown.
Let's tell you now that Minister of Natural Resources Vikram Bara today announced that the government of Guyana has finalized the new production sharing agreements and in doing so has retained all of its fiscal terms. Under the new model PSA, the royalty on all petroleum produced and sold by the contractor has been increased from 2% as embedded in the Stabroek Block PSA to 10%. It includes a retention of the 50-50 profit sharing cost recovery. However, a company would not be able to recover more than 65% of the cost at the time.
That PSA has been finalized, I'm happy to say that, with no changes to the fiscal terms. With no changes to the fiscal terms. And you know the new fiscal terms. It is 10% royalty, it is 10% tax, it is 65% cost recovery as against 75, and the 50-50 profit sharing. So the 50-50 remain the same, 10% royalty, 10% tax, 65% cost recovery, meaning that we will get more upfront than the Stabroek agreement.
During a press conference today, the Natural Resources Minister also said while the fiscal terms have remained intact, the work program for every block may vary based on the company. He said now that the PSAs have been finalized, the 6 bidders who were awarded a total of 8 offshore blocks are currently reviewing the agreements with the intention to sign off on those PSAs.
Today I'm happy to say that every single one of those 6 companies is 6 companies, 8 blocks, because 2 companies have bid for 2. Every one of those 6 companies have submitted their applications to us. We have given them the PSA. They're currently reviewing that with the intent to sign, and all of them have indicated that they're ready to pay their signing bonus. And you know, for the shallow water, it's 10 million US dollars, and for the deep water, it is 20 million US dollars.
Minister Barrett clarified that the government is not prepared to sign off on any agreement in the absence of a signing bonus. However, the companies have assured that they have secured their signing bonus, he said. The signing of the production sharing agreements with the 6 companies and the consortiums come approximately 10 months after the government, through the Vice President, announced the award of the offshore blocks to 6 successful bidders. Minister Barrett explained that while the government was finalizing the PSAs, the delay was largely as a result of challenges experienced by the bidders in locking in financiers and partners.
That I know personally it has taken longer than it should have, but it is not totally the fault of the technical team at the ministry or anyone else. It is mainly because we had to work with the bidders. Some of them, especially the locals, were looking for international partners, they were looking for investors, they were looking for operators. So we had to work with them. A few were ready, but we can't do a separate PSA for every different company.
And he also said it was important to have a single PSA that is favorable to both sides. Attorney General Senior Counsel Anil Nandlal has again revisited an issue which landed him in hot water when he was accused of criticizing the judiciary. The Attorney General is standing firm in his position that a recent court ruling is not in sync with national policy, especially since the country's national interests may be at stake. The case involved U.S. company ConocoPhillips. In 2019, the company obtained an arbitral award valuing a large sum of money against the Venezuelan government. The decision followed a move by the Venezuelan government to nationalize assets belonging to the U.S. company. That company sought and acquired through the High Court a ruling to register its arbitral award, which claims monies owed to Venezuela and its state oil company. In essence, the company is seeking monies from Guyana owed to Venezuela. But the Attorney General, in his weekly issues in the news program, said the government will not sit idly by and allow such an act to take place. He said it is in Guyana's best interest to stop the enforcement of an arbitral award in favor of the U.S. company.
Is it not contrary to the public policy of Guyana, having regard to its national security, having regard to its national sovereignty, having regard to everything that I have said? Is it not against the national policy of our country to permit the registration and enforcement of that award against Venezuela's debt in Guyana?
Mr. Nandlal said it is the function of the executive and not the judiciary to determine the country's national policy. He noted that matters of national security and public security would be matters to be determined by the executive, adding that once the executive determines that something is against the national policy and it is before the court, the executive needs to report that to the court, and the court ought to accept that and decline jurisdiction.
You can't have a judiciary moving in one direction and a legislature going in another direction. And on this particular matter, the legislature, the parliament of the country, comprising of all the elected representatives of the people, including the executive, the parliament, the elected representatives, the people have spoken in one voice.
Mr. Nandlal also said national interest matters are for the executive and people to decide, and that decision has already been made at the level of the parliament.
Now, unless what the executive determines to be public policy is irrational, is ridiculous, is preposterous, and therefore no reasonable government would say that that is national policy, that it is so irrational that no rational, reasonable government will say that that is national policy, then the judiciary cannot question the executive on the matter.
The Attorney General said given the ongoing border controversy with Venezuela and commitment by both sides to desist from escalating the matter until the International Court of Justice delivers its ruling, Guyana cannot fold its hand and let a foreign company use the local courts to do as it pleases. Reports are that the Guyana government's escrow account for the payment of Venezuela has a deposit of more than $32 million under the Petro-Caribbean agreement, and it is from that account that a U.S. company is trying to recoup its money.
Exciting news! The capping stack has arrived in Guyana. In the unlikely event of an oil spill, this vital equipment is placed over a blown-out well to stop or redirect the flow of hydrocarbons, ensuring a rapid and effective response. With the capping stack now in hand, Guyana stands out as one of just 2 oil-producing nations in the region with such a crucial safety measure readily available. This marks another significant step towards ensuring that Guyana produces oil and gas safely and sustainably.
Region 4, the Guyana Public Service Cooperative Credit Union will be hosting its annual general meeting for the period 2021 to 2022 on Sunday, the 25th of August, 2024 for members of Region Number 4. The meeting will be convened at the Critchlow Labor College, Wolford Avenue at 10 hours. Members are encouraged to pre-register at bit.ly/GPSCCU AGM 2024 for further instructions on how to take part in the meeting and to vote for a new committee of management. The meeting will take place both online and in person at various locations across the country. Full participation of members is encouraged. Let us move your credit union forward. The Guyana Public Service Cooperative Credit Union. People helping people.
Are you looking for the best high school education at affordable fees? Then register your child today at the VYC Academy. Now enrolling grades 7, 8, 9, and 10 students for the 2024-2025 academic year. VYC Academy, achieving academic excellence. For more information, call us on 227-1013 or WhatsApp us at 649-1300.
Your own home is so much more than just 4 walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Buster! Bust the flavors. We're full of flavors. Bust the flavors, that me crave for. We're full of flavors. Tell your neighbors about the Buster flavors. Grab a Buster flavors. Yeah, thirst buster. Grab a Buster. Buster flavor, taste the savor. Buster flavors. Buster flavors.
Let's tell you now that Minister of Works Bishop Juan Edgil has announced that an additional $14 billion will be spent to upgrade and construct major infrastructural works in communities in and around the city of Georgetown. The minister said his ministry has already opened bids for the construction and rehabilitation of several roads. While inspecting the progress of Cemetery Road in Georgetown, which has been lagging behind its completion schedule, the Public Works Minister noted that many of the smaller roads are being upgraded to main access roads since the traffic flow has been increasing within those areas.
If you look at tomorrow's newspaper, you will see a slew of roads that are being advertised. And these are not small roads. These are main access roads. We are looking at the possibility of continuing Sussex Street all Sussex Street terminates at Cemetery Road. We are looking at taking Sussex Street from Cemetery Road all the way up to Macdale Avenue.
The project has an engineer's estimate of $1.6 billion. In addition, the ministry plans to upgrade Blessingen Road to Homestretch Avenue into a 4-lane road, and only part of that project has been awarded. Phase 2 of the project from Homestretch Avenue to Mandela, which measures 620 meters, is out for tender. That section will cost an additional $360 million. Bids are also out for sections of Thomas Lance and Carifesta Avenue. Additionally, Phase 2 of the Thomas Lance Road projects will see 600 meters being rehabilitated at a cost of $1 billion. Similarly, Carifesta Avenue will see 1,500 meters being rehabilitated at a cost of $1.5 billion.
So we're coming up with 2 projects, Princess Street to St. Stephen's, and St. Stephen Street all the way down to High Street. And that is being advertised because we have to upgrade Princess Street to be able to take the traffic flow.
The first project, which stretches from Princess Street and Cemetery Road to St. Stephen Street, costs $650 million, with 1,070 meters being rehabilitated. From Princess Street and Cemetery Road to St. Stephen Street to High Street, we'll see $800 million being spent on 730 meters of road. The government, while rolling out a number of road projects, continues to press its contractors to get the work done within the scheduled period. Well, the Alliance for Change has indicated that qualitative data from its ongoing listening and grounding campaign has so far revealed that a large percentage of Guyanese are living in poverty. And more than 5 years after the production of oil, citizens are still to reap the benefits. In a statement this afternoon, the AFC said its findings are aligned with the World Bank Report 2022 fact sheet, which indicated that 48% of Guyana's population lives in poverty. According to the AFC, all Guyanese must be cognizant of the fact that the government is only the custodian of oil revenues and the money belongs to the citizens. But the data reveals a starkly different socio-economic phenomenon. Half of Guyana's population is in absolute or transient poverty. The opposition party noted that during visits to communities across the country, the team interviewed and listened to citizens and their experiences. According to the Alliance for Change, the team is getting a better sense of the unspoken rules, practices, and experiences in communities, such as critical information on the agricultural economic practices in the communities, whether produce is locally grown or sourced from another location, whether flood relief is equally distributed or some have been marginalized due to political affiliation, and whether subsidies are granted, and if so, in an equitable manner. In the hinterland regions, land demarcation remains a pressing issue, the AFC said. According to the party, the strength of its research is in the qualitative methodology, which reveals the lived experiences of citizens. Quoting its leader, Nigel Hughes, the Alliance for Change said the listening and grounding team will visit every region of Guyana and meet with the vulnerable, the less fortunate, and the marginalized as it continues to gather data on the state of affairs of citizens. The information gathered is expected to inform governance policies, the party noted. Mr. Hughes also said the exercise is not intended to reach electorates from one particular ethnic group, but it is cross-sectional.
No matter the state of your home, you can make it beautiful for any occasion.
NNS Mattai's Home Goods Warehouse. Simply better living.
What was supposed to be a night of celebration turned into disaster after 4 friends who were all drunk left the bar in the city without a designated driver. Designate a driver. Don't drink and drive.
Region 4. The Guyana Public Service Cooperative Credit Union will be hosting its annual general meeting for the period 2021 to 2022 on Sunday, the 25th of August, 2024 for members of Region Number 4. The meeting will be convened at the Critchlow Labor College, Wolford Avenue at 10 hours. Members are encouraged to pre-register at bit.ly/GPSCCU AGM 2024 for further instructions on how to take part in the meeting and to vote for a new committee of management. The meeting will take place both online and in person at various locations across the country. Full participation of members is encouraged. Let us move your credit union forward. The Guyana Public Service Cooperative Credit Union. People helping people.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. Guyoil is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of Guyoil's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. Guyoil has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
With your regional and international news tonight, I am Svetlana Marshall in the region. The Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness on Wednesday declared a state of emergency in the Caribbean nation's southern Clarendon parish after 8 people were killed in separate gun attacks on Sunday night, including a 7-year-old boy. Holness told a press conference that his government will be focusing more seriously on gangs. According to Reuters, the Prime Minister did not immediately detail what regulations would be imposed, but these can typically involve nightly curfews, longer detention periods without formal charges, and the ability by police to search properties without warrants. Holness said he hoped the measure would prevent reprisal killings, saying intelligence had warned there was a very high probability of retaliation attempts. A group of United Nations experts has said that Venezuela's presidential election lacked basic transparency and integrity, according to the BBC. The UN panel of experts has echoed the criticism leveled by the Carter Center, whose independent observers said earlier that the election could not be considered democratic. Both organizations have criticized Venezuela's National Electoral Council, CNE, for declaring the incumbent Nicolas Maduro the winner without publishing detailed voting tallies. The UN Human Rights Chief had earlier warned of a climate of fear caused by detentions carried out in the wake of the election. According to the Venezuelan government, more than 2,400 people have been detained since July 29, the day the disputed election result was announced. The UN Human Rights Chief said in a statement published on Tuesday that it is especially troubling that so many people are being detained, accused or charged with incitement to hatred on their counter-terrorism legislation. The UN denounced the fact that in the weeks since the vote, street protests and criticism on social media had been met with fierce repression by the state. It said its independent rights experts had recorded 23 deaths between July 28, when the election was held, and August 8. Most of them were caused by gunfire. Mr. Maduro on Monday put the death toll at 25 and blamed opposition violence for the deaths. He urged the justice system, which is largely under the control of his socialist PSUV party, to act with an iron fist. And finally tonight, international news. Hamas said on Wednesday it would not take part in a new round of Gaza ceasefire talks slated for Thursday in Qatar. But an official briefed on the talks said mediators are expected to consult with the Palestinian group afterwards. The U.S. has said it expects indirect talks to go ahead as planned in Qatar's capital Doha on Thursday, and that a ceasefire agreement was still possible, while warning that progress was needed urgently to avert a wider war. However, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has reportedly postponed a trip to the Middle East that had been expected to begin on Tuesday. 3 senior Iranian officials have said that only a ceasefire deal in Gaza would hold Iran back from direct retaliation against Israel for the assassination of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh on its soil last month. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Svetlana Marshall reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.